So I'm doing a size comparison and value comparison for a Portillo's Italian beef, and I think this is an Al's beef in here, and I'm gonna get the Portillo's beef was already delivered. Got this one, and let's see what we have. Okay, so I'll put this phone down. So we should have this is good. Okay, Portillo's beef. I asked for it super wet and juicy. I have a feeling it is. There, that is. It's the Portillo's. By comparison, this is the Al's. Let's open them up and have a look. Okay, I had to go take the beefs out and put them on the plate because I couldn't very well do that and hold the phone at the same time. It's kind of a two-handed affair. Here's what they are. Portillo's beef, Al's beef. Longer, obviously. A little bit juicier, but clearly looks like it has less meat in it than this one. Have to do a taste test. Okay, so I got the two sandwiches. They both have these little doily-like trays up underneath them, so I gotta make sure I don't accidentally eat that. That's not gonna taste good. It is just wax paper. Al's. Very, very, very good. Not as spicy as I'd like for Al's. Good amount, good overall, bread texture is good. Meat's good. Meat's a little bit chewy. You could use a little bit better quality meat, but it's 2023 and it's hard to get good stuff anymore, so that's not a problem. I'm not gonna say anything about that, but outside of the bread is a little bit sticky to the touch. That's the only thing I would say. Ideally, you don't want it sticky, you don't want the bread sticking to you. Let's try the Portillo's. Another solid beef sandwich, as always, between these two businesses. Excellent flavor to the beef sandwich, the broth flavor, excellent work. I think I like the Portillo's bread a little bit better. It's tough enough that it still has a little bit of chew even after all the dipping. But, in this way, keeping in mind what I just said, clearly, there's not as much meat in here. It looks like that it might be up on the top where there's just a lot of meat that's just got swallowed by the bread on the top. That didn't happen. It's not as meaty as the other one. They clearly have more bun, but maybe the same amount of meat as the other sandwich. I I didn't weigh these. That's too bad. Let me just go back to this, to the Al's. Yeah, again, good flavor. I don't think either one of them really gave me the sweet and hot peppers that I asked for. I mean, I think I said sweet hot on the Al's. Can't really taste the hot peppers on the Al's. Portillo's, pretty sure I said the same thing. Can't really taste them. Get my Italian beef stash. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I've had about the same amount of sandwich from each sandwich, and the Al's is almost gone. Yeah, the sandwich is almost gone here. So I got this giardiniera from the lid cover, and yeah, I got this from Costco. I will say, the guy who spent as much of his life in Chicago as I did doing a video comparison of two different Italian beef sandwiches might strike some as very Chicagoan, but I also know, I'm just putting some peppers on my sandwich, I also know that the Chicago accent, that famous Chicago accent, is very much an artifact of the white immigrant working class in Chicago. And by and large, and I can say this for having lived in here in this city at least 20 years, since I was a kid, that people who are not there do not have that accent. No black people in Chicago have that Chicago accent. It's uncommon, it's extraordinarily rare. Anyway, there's your history lesson. So I just put some peppers into the Portillo's. The Al's seems to come alive when you put the peppers in. The Portillo's just is helped by it. Any Italian beef you get, if you ask me, you gotta get giardiniera, sweet peppers and hot peppers, at least hot peppers. So on the whole, what's the better value? I have to go back and look at the price, but I gotta remember, Portillo's, more bread, longer, less meat. And I don't think they put any peppers in mine, even though I know I asked for them and I paid for them. But the Al's beef, this is the Al's on Touhy. Tastes like it was, like someone took better care, The meat's, I don't know, something about it just feels like the Al's is more like made by somebody who cares, but the Portillo's is more of a commodity product. A perfect example of a commodity product. But still, not as much not as much care. Like you can tell that the Portillo's was done as an afterthought. At the very least, because they forgot to put the peppers in that I asked for. So someone was clocked out. I will say, Portillo's usually have huge lines. Al's beef is almost always empty. Somehow it stays open. I don't know. Maybe I'm just coming on the off hours, but I'm gonna go eat these sandwiches now. Both good choices, but definitely Al's has I don't know, I didn't weigh them, but to just guess, I'd say that the Owls has more meat in it. But the Portillo's brings an awful lot to the table that shouldn't be ignored. When you try to make a decision, Owls versus Portillo's, you gotta ask yourself what you really want. Okay. Follow-up addendum. After spending more time with these two beefs today, Portillo's is too much bread. This is the Portillo's big beef. And it is clearly a sandwich intended for more meat for this size and this type of bread. This bread is just too heavy. Clearly someone dipped the beef. Obviously someone was doing that. But there's still dry bread in here, it's just so big. Tasty. Needs to be dipped more, but still, it just doesn't have enough meat in it for its size. This sandwich is a victim of cost cutting, definitely. The Owl's beef is good through and through. It's just too small. So for the record, for these two sandwiches that I ate, I ordered the big beefs. It used to be that a big beef at Owl's, I think it was like 12 inches, 16 even. I mean, they used to be huge. Now, as you saw, the Portillo's beef was longer. But I've seen the Owl's beef is, well, clearly they cut more, so something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. Oh man, I think I forgot to press record at some point. I don't know what I didn't get. Just about done here. This is from the Portillo's. Okay. I think I'm just about done. I'm not gonna take that one last big, juicy, delicious one-piece bite right there. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna walk away. I pop. Let's go move around. See you later. Okay, so I demolished those sandwiches. I'm gonna go have myself a fizzy water and watch myself some Stephen Goddess Winter. Catch you later.